All right, now what I'm doing is playing back the market, and this is how I practice. I look for my setups in a real time um, simulation based scenario. So it's insinuating real time. So this how I practice, and I got the market replaying back April 12th. It's one of the days I traded on this past week, and I just like doing this to get better right now. Um, the market is pretty bullish, but well, it was bullish, but we came back into a large supply zone. Boom, you see, we made double tops. We couldn't break that top, and now my trend it's holding above one. So I really don't want to be long. We came into a demand level. We made a low and made an engulfing candle, but I just don't want to be long right now. I'm looking for a break of 46 in a retest, and I'm gonna look to play the downside. So right now, I'm just using this playback feature to get better. So y'all just keep watching. If I place a trade, then you can kind of see my methodology behind what I'm doing. But as of now, I'm still looking to play this range, and I'm gonna play it to the downside. This was a good trade back to the upside, but like I said, with my multiple time frame analysis, I'm just not really wanting to be a bull right now. And we just made a double top. We couldn't get to new highs, and my trend is expressing bearishness. So I'm gonna listen to that market sentiment, and that's that break that I was looking for. So let me put this somewhere where I can see it better. Um, Slow that down. Uh, like I said, I'm just using this to practice. This is how I go back at the end of every week and get better. And I'm kind of speeding it up so I don't have to um, wait as long as I normally would have to. But just like taking trades in real time. So a relatively low tick reading today is minus 500, highs plus 800. Looking for some bearishness within this level. We're gonna see what we get. All right, so boom. That's one candle showing some bearishness. I'm looking for a double test, divergence in that level. Actually want to come deeper into the level. My level is we initially to get to 8.5, 8 quarter. And I'm looking for some bearish divergence. And I pass up trades all the time. I do not mind passing up a trade. That's one thing you will see. All right, market just broke down. Um, Look like we starting this bear trend off. I'm looking for push back into this level, double test divergence. Look to take a scalp to the downside or push back up to this supply level. Hopefully test this 200, get a high tick read, some type of divergence, and I'm short. main thing I'm teaching myself is patience. You can see it's 9:42 a.m. So this will be about me waiting about an hour into the day. And I'm used to doing that, so it's really not a big deal. So now this next best trade I'm looking for is a break below that level, retest or push back up to these highs. Well, not this high, but this previous support level and retest. So boom. Still gotta draw my zones. Make sure I stay on top of that. Boom. So we made a lower low on strength. Push back into a previous support that's now turned into resistance. Bearish candle, move away 2 candles, double test. Bearish divergence on my histogram. And after this bearish divergence on this histogram, I'm looking to get short. If we get bearish divergence now, we come and touch this histogram. This candle closes bearish, I'm short.
Order filled.
So I went ahead and got short. And now I'm just waiting. That's my timer going off. And right now I'm just waiting. This is helping me practice my patience.
Stop filled.
And as you can see, my stop just got hit. Now, one thing you may notice about this trade is it wasn't a deep pullback, but it was sitting right on the demand zone. I still took it, but one thing you notice about it is it's sitting right on the pivot point. So I just learned from taking that trade just right there in that moment, and that's why you practice. I did follow all my rules. Just one more thing that I would point out is this is the pivot point. You know, if price is holding above that, you really shouldn't be shorting around that pivot point. Let the market break back below that before getting short. So that's that trade. and felt real. So they felt real good, and I just learned a good lesson. Don't short around that pivot point. I'm gonna look for another one, and y'all just stay tuned. All right, I'm looking for another trade. Hmm. We coming into a supply zone. This was previous resistance. I'm looking for this to be a range bound short. I want to see the tick make relatively highs uh, on the day, which right now is like plus 500. So we coming to that supply zone. I get some type of bearish divergence and a close below that 8. Then I'm gonna look to take a short trade. When we coming into my level, and I'm just waiting and being patient. Boom, we touching at 200. Got a relatively high tick reading. Still bearish on my trend. I'm looking for a strong engulfing, black engulfing candle. And then I'm looking to take a short trade. So looking for some type of bearish divergence though on this MACD. I ain't getting that just yet. This could be a bearish divergence. Boom, boom. Stochastics overbought. I can short this.
Order filled.
Move my stop. It's right there. Now I'm short. Now if this trade doesn't end up working out, then I'm gonna start looking for main thing I'm gonna look for is double tests and divergences. But right now I'm gonna just sit with this trade. We're gonna see how it works out.
Stop filled.
Alright, so it just ran my stop. So now boom. As you can see, we got the first test. We got this bearish engulfing candle. And then we moved away 2 candles. And now my histogram is starting to curl over. So if I get a strong bearish engulfing candle here, then I'll take that short. But as of right now, we showing extreme bullishness holding above this 200. So boom, strong shooting star, big bearish engulfing candle closing below this 8. Then I'm short. And as you can see, bearish divergence on that histogram. So I'm gonna make sure I stick to that. Let's get ready to short.
Order filled.
Boom. So now I'm short. So now I'm short. I'm gonna just wait.
Stop filled.
All right, it just hit my stop, and that'll be it for today. Probably. I done took a lot of trades. They just didn't work out. So I'm gonna just keep watching this, but that is how I practice, and you can see the power of practice. It's gonna show you what you're doing wrong. That was a pullback right into a demand zone on the pivot. Learn from that. This let me know not to take the first one, and I'm looking for strong engulfing candles. I want to get it in one candle. So I'm gonna come back tomorrow. We're gonna get another practice session in. I'm gonna follow those rules, and we're gonna see how much improvement that shows.